again. Happy New Year, everyone! New year, new me. Except I kind of liked who I was last year, so maybe just new year.
I've decided to spend my stimulus check a little bit better this time around. Drones, they're the future. Wait, wait, come back, wait!
I'm going to the gym every day this year. I'm serious this time.
I'm really gonna cut back on watching so much TV. Oh, there's a new season of Cobra Kai?
I'm starting an OnlyFans page this year. I really want a new Jeep truck. How much do you think people will pay for pictures of my feet?
I'm finally gonna find the love of my life. I'm gonna download Hinge.
1 book a week. And I'm gonna stick to it. Remember, today is also page 1 of 365.
I just subscribed to a healthy food delivery service. They bring the food right to your door. It's called Chewy. They've got great reviews.
I'm doing an ultimate green detox cleanse. I'm resetting this year and my body.
I'm gonna make it a point to spend more time with my family this year. Hey everyone! Uncle Ted, you're on mute.
Cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. This is the year I start my band. I would understand. Is this out of tune?
I'm gonna be sure to drink way more water this year. 100 fluid ounces, baby. I am canceling my Postmates. I spent way too much money last year. By the way, do you want anything from Chipotle?
Even COVID has a New Year's resolution. A whole new strain. Talk about new year, new me.
I'm gonna cut back on playing so much video games. Everybody get to A! Anybody got a mic? Hello?
I promised myself I would learn one new skill this year. I'm thinking about yoga, but I'm leaning towards making candles.
You know, I'm gonna start cleaning the house more often.
I'm gonna post to TikTok every single day this year. I will be a full-time TikTok creator.
You know what? This year is a clean slate. I'm going to bed at a decent hour.
I decided to start a garden. That's Steve.
I think I'm gonna learn a new language this year. No, not Spanish. It's way too hard.
I decided to cut my scroll time to 2.5 hours. I'm sticking to it this time. I just can't stop watching the same one.
你好，你今天好吗？
Ni hao, ni jiantian, how ma?
I'm committing to going fully vegan this year. But like, it's okay if I eat cheese every now and then.
I'm really making more me time this year. Self-love, you know?
I am going to clean out this closet and donate things that I no longer need. Except for this. This is sentimental. Signed photo of The Rock? Why haven't I hung this up? I don't have anything in here. Oh. Jeez. I need to start going to the bank.
You know what resolution I don't want this year? Another quarantine.
Hey, we all need to stop procrastinating, all right? It's 2021, so starting tomorrow, we're gonna make that change.
Happy Friday, happy 2021. We welcome you here this week for Camp Quarantine. This week a little bit special because we wanted to address the events that are going on in this country that are dividing so many of us. Feel like this is a happy show that we try and not stay political, but it's very difficult to do so as we leave a year behind that has caused many so much pain and frustration. Yes, opportunity, and yes, we like to celebrate the good going on every single day. And each week here on Camp Quarantine, we like to bring on guests that also share their insights, share their fun, their humility, their humor, and embrace all that is good going on in the world. But this week we felt it would be irresponsible for us not to just start out by addressing at least some portion of what's been going on. Well, the election ended in November. That was, is what it is, and we tried to stay certainly away from that. But the events on Wednesday that occurred in the Capitol, we felt really needed just to take a moment. So if you would with us, before we get started this evening, I would appreciate if everybody would just take a moment for silence here this evening as we just honor those who are not only lost their lives on that day, but for those who are fighting for inequalities here and around the world. So if you would with us just for a moment, take a brief moment of silence. Thank you. And with that, welcome to week 34 of Camp Quarantine. Happy 2021. You guys made it through another year. Happy Friday. I'm so glad you guys could join us here this week as we started a little bit different, but we did want to address, wow, I cannot see a darn thing with these guys on. So whoever got us started in the first 7 days of 2021, I'm done with that trial. I am ready to move on. I'm not subscribing the full copy of that. But we're so glad you guys are here. We really welcome everybody back to Camp Quarantine. We hope you and your families had an absolutely magnificent and wonderful holiday. For those of you that are new, this is Camp Quarantine, and I'm your host, Amrit B. with Hustle and Hospitality, and I'm joining you here from our home studios here in frigid. It is absolutely cold. Maybe not quite freezing, but this morning in North Georgia, we had some snows in the mountains, so that's just exciting as we talk about all of the adventures going on in the great outdoors. But today's going to be a little bit different. Normally we have live guests, but it's a new year. We thought we'd do something a little bit differently. It is January. Oh no, we lost our camera here. Well, we will come back right in a second. Bear with us just a moment. And I will ensure that we are golden here. See if we're back. A little bit better. We'll get that figured out. But thank you guys for staying with us. We appreciate you guys. We are on week 34. When we started this journey, never would we have thought we would have gotten this far or continued on into 2021. But given we are all still here quarantining, well, we thought it only appropriate that we do the same and continue Camp Quarantine because our love and affinity for the outdoors is only just getting greater. So what have we been up to? Well, let's just start out by, you guys know this one that we refer to oh so regularly. And this is our Celebrate Everyday calendar. Let's take a look at what is going on in January, given this is the first time that we are broadcasting in the new year. January happens to be National Blood Donor Month. You know how philanthropic our program is. And if you don't, you're about to learn a little more. It's actually National Hobby Month, National Mentoring Month. For all you breakfast oatmeal lovers out there, National Oatmeal Month, National Slow Cooking Month. But as I mentioned, so much about Camp Quarantine is around helping others and doing good. And that is the reason each and every week while we come back here and join you each and every Friday. So we've supported all kinds of philanthropic organizations in the past, such as Color for Change, the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, the Center for Disaster Philanthropy. And we want to continue supporting organizations you, part of our Camp Quarantine family, care about. So this month happens to be January, which also happens to be National Sex and Child Trafficking Prevention Month. To tell a little bit more about that, we have our organization that we are supporting this month, Hope for Justice. Take a look. And we'll see if we can't get them in a second. But Hope for Justice is an organization that actually cares so much about making folks aware and alert of the problems and challenges that are being faced each and every day. Now, Hustle and Hospitality is a group that normally in this time would be constantly on the phones talking about one thing and working towards one thing, and that is, well, the Super Bowl. The NFL playoffs are set. We'd love to hear who you guys think might be your champion. So comment below. Let us know who you think might be playing there in Tampa and who might be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy this year, next month. That is set to take place on February 7th. And usually we're working around all the events and celebrities and sponsorships and things like that going on. But as many of you know, there's a pandemic in place. So sponsors are currently backing away from all of the events. Nobody wants to be accused of being a super spreader. So, well, while we are here, one of the things that's always meant to be made aware of is child trafficking that goes on surrounding Super Bowls. So I think it's very fitting that we talk a little bit more about that. And so we'll get into that in just a bit here, a little bit more about that organization and ways you guys can support. But as I mentioned today, we will not be having any live guests. Some of our guests this week are still on holiday or are reeling in from the events of this week, and we just didn't feel it appropriate to necessarily bring them on and continue a normal show as we normally would. So we appreciate you guys being here, but we want feedback. We want to keep hearing. So let us know. Comment down below. This is a live show, and we'd love to even have some of our live guests. We thought we'd try that out today. So here on Camp Quarantine, the first question we'd like to talk about is, who do you think will be playing in Tampa? And do you think there will be a Super Bowl? Questions, drop them below, whether you're watching here on YouTube today or in the future, because all of our episodes live and exist online on our YouTube channel. So that's very exciting. But we've started out with some laughs, and we've had a lot of guests. If you guys haven't joined us in the past, we usually have 4 or 5 guests and go back and forth. But the guest that we were going to have on today, we are looking forward to hosting next week. And it's all about hobbies. In the month of January, as we mentioned, it is National Hobby Month. So we want to know what things that you all are doing each and every day and how you and your family over the holidays or even now have taken up additional hobbies and things like that to occupy your times and spend time with your families. Well, thanks to the beauty of the internet and all the groups that we've been a part of and the conversations that are stemming around not just Camp Quarantine, but the outdoors, because so many folks are sheltered indoors, I have been privileged to be introduced to an individual that I hope will be joining us, like I said, later on this month, if not next week. And that is the individuals for Black Folks Like Camping Too. Want a little bit more information? Take a look.
It's been an amazing day, baby. It's been an amazing day. Listen, this year has been something that I couldn't have written on a book. As a company, we set out to get more Black folks in the outdoors. It's as simple as that. We wanted to remove fear. We wanted to add knowledge. and we wanted to invite more Black folks to enjoy these beautiful lands. The moment that I stepped foot into the outdoors and really enjoyed my first backpacking trip is when I knew, honestly, I felt free. Particularly because I removed my fear. I was given some knowledge, and I accepted the invite. And as a company, Black Folks Camp 2, we put out an invite, and folks accepted it. All through the summer, people camped with us, enjoyed it. They removed some fears. They were loved on, made sure they had some knowledge, and they accepted the invite. And for that, I want to thank Backcountry. They reached out to us. They saw an opportunity to help us get more Black folks in the outdoors, and I'm appreciative of that. And I just want to tell you guys, this video is not to be more than what it really is. We can't do this without one another. The industry and us, we're going to get more Black folks out camping. That's as simple as that. Black Folks Camp 2.
So next week, in later on this month, we are elated that we will be able to have the founder of such a wonderful movement on the show. You can see I've got their site up there. Take a gander at Black Folks Camp 2. They've got merchandise and all kinds of wonderful areas that one can go camping in the Southeast. They've got campsites full of information over there. But the point of me bringing all this up and wanting to share this was Camp Quarantine was started almost in the same way. We were sharing an idea and a desire to share the joys of the outdoors and not limit folks to feeling like they have to be stuck inside or they have to even do it on in a tent or in a lush site. So we know if you guys follow us on our Instagram, and we appreciate all those who have continued to support us at campquarantine.co. But over there, we posted images of folks who have pitched tents in their living rooms, made little pillow forts and things like that. So camping is a state of mind. Outdoors is a state of mind, and that's really what we're bringing. And I really look forward to hosting Black Folks Camp 2 later on this month and sharing those hobbies. And we want to hear that from you too. What are some hobbies that are carrying you through this new year and bringing into 2021? Speaking of New Year's resolutions, we want to also talk about some of those. Do any of you guys have New Year's resolutions? My New Year's resolution was to stop procrastinating, but I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow probably to start. That was a joke. Hopefully y'all got it. Live audiences, again, are a lot better in person than doing online. So it's good to have you guys back and appreciate you staying with us. But if you like that joke, you like our terrible dad jokes, drop us a comment, give us a subscribe, drop us a like, get a share. We really appreciate it. And thank you for sharing your experiences and welcoming us each and every Friday night into your homes as we do as well. Well, all right. As I mentioned before, we are always supporting a philanthropic cause. And for the month of January, because it happens to be National Sex and Child Trafficking Prevention Month, well, we are supporting the organization Hope for Justice. And to talk to you a lot more about that, take a look.
When people first hear about modern slavery and the millions caught up in it, often they're overwhelmed by the statistics. They're heartbroken by the brutality and the violence of modern slavery, and they literally don't know what to do about fellow human beings being exploited for profit. One of the survivors that we worked with a few years ago said to me, "Ben, I didn't need someone to cry about this issue. I needed someone to do something about it." That's what we've built here in Hope for Justice, a thought-through professional response to the issue of modern-day slavery. Hope for Justice has a home and abroad strategy. Wherever modern slavery exists, we are committed to stamping it out. The best way to do that is to prevent it from happening in the first place. That's why we work with women in some of the poorest parts of the world, giving them the tools and education they need to protect their families. Our staff work with street children who are so vulnerable to predatory traffickers. We give these children the support and schooling that they need and get them back safely to their families. We rescue victims. Our specialist teams identify victims of sex trafficking, of forced labor, and domestic servitude. We build bridges of trust and get them to safety. But rescue isn't an event, it's a process. It's where restoring lives begins. At our aftercare facilities, where highly trained staff provide trauma-informed care, from immediate crisis intervention to long-term education and vocational learning. For our adult survivors, we advocate on their behalf to get them the support that they need to make the most of the new opportunities that freedom brings. The goal is always restoration and reintegration. Abolishing slavery for good depends on reforming society. We are working with businesses, with governments, with the public, raising awareness, improving legislation, training thousands to spot the signs and to respond. Creating nations and societies hostile to modern slavery, where it will no longer be tolerated. Our team are changing lives and ending slavery. Investigators drawn from prestigious law enforcement agencies like the FBI and Greater Manchester Police. Lawyers and social workers with years of experience who are with the survivor for every step of the journey towards restoration. Educators who specialize in trauma-informed care. Outreach workers who engage directly with those who are the hardest to reach. Training teams who share our expertise with other professional self-help group leaders who go out into their own communities to make a real difference. All of them share one aim, because Hope for Justice is part of a movement of people who refuse to live in a world where human beings are treated as commodities and sold in front of their own eyes. We refuse to live in a world where the bodies of men, women and children are used for profit, forced to work, made to cook and clean as domestic slaves, or pushed into the sex trade. We're creating a world where children are free to be educated, run and play. Parents can provide for their families, that businesses are upstanding in society, that governments protect the poor. When we decide enough is enough, things change. I believe in the power of when we use our voice for things that matter. I believe it echoes out into the darkest places of our communities. I believe it because I've seen it. I've seen the goodness of humanity. I've seen the end of slavery. I saw it in the first girl that we rescued. In my mind, we already live in a world free from slavery. Just history hasn't caught up yet.
And so we thank you all for your support. But yes, you can donate directly at hopeforjustice.org. You'll see we've got their site up on the screen there. They are changing lives and ending slavery daily. Right at the top over there, you see the button to be able to donate. And so again, we encourage you to do so. So thank you so much for your support of Camp Quarantine, as well as the organizations that support us and many of the causes that we encourage you to donate this month, being the Hope for Justice. And you can do so at hopeforjustice.org. All right, well, moving right along, as we look at some of the causes that we support, today I said was going to be a little bit different, and it is, because, well, all the goodness, the beauty, the wonder, the mystique, I can't even talk. The intrigue and the mystere that surrounded 2020 is gone. And to turn a page, when you come into this new year, we did not shed ourselves of the pandemic, and that is difficult to understand. But it is here to stay, and I think everybody has a gift. Everybody has something that they can deliver, whether it be a hobby, whether it can be your voice, whether it can be a hug even to somebody else. But, a greater power, a creator, whatever you believe, certainly gave us all gifts. And I know everybody enjoys and can appreciate that. Well, today what I'd like to do is something that has been coming for, 3 years running, and is something that I did 3 years ago and was put in the same position. So I know that sounds a little cryptic, and I'm going to give a little bit more information. But if you have an idea of what I'm going to do, drop a comment below. We might have something for people here that know what it is. But before we get into that, I forgot. How could I forget? Everything's about Friday, and it's wonderful, and it is bubbly. And I know a video like that and a message like that certainly can be a little bit difficult to digest. So let's leave with a little bit of a craft. Sometimes here on Camp Quarantine, we like to have that. Today happens to be National Bubble Bath Day. You owe it to yourself, and I don't care where you are, to just soak up in a tub. Let your worries go, crack open a bottle of wine, pour yourself a bottle of champagne. It has been a hard week already, and it feels like it's already been a year, and we've only been in this 7 days. But today is National Bubble Bath Day, and we have Laura with us here to talk to us about how you at home with just your everyday products can enjoy, whether it be this evening or this weekend, enjoy a bubble bath.
Hey everyone, it's Laura from the blog artreallyhouse.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make a 2-ingredient all-natural bubble bath. So to make a bubble bath, all you need is cast-out soap and some vegetable glycerin, and that's it. It's super, super simple. Now, if you want to, you can add in a couple tablespoons of aloe vera. That just helps it to be more moisturizing for the skin. And you can add in some lavender essential oil or any other oil that you want. Lavender is my favorite. So I love the idea of having a natural bubble bath because obviously you're soaking in it. And some of those conventional ones that you can get from the store are loaded with different chemicals that are very harsh on the skin. It can really be bad for people with eczema or psoriasis or someone that just has sensitive skin. And so this is something that you can feel good about soaking in. So all you're gonna need for this is 1 cup with the cast-out soap and a half of a cup of the vegetable glycerin, and then something to store it in. So I like to use just a glass mason jar with an airtight lid. So I'm just going to make it straight in there. This does not get any simpler. So we're doing the cast-out soap, which is very, very concentrated, and it gets very bubbly. And then a half a cup of the vegetable glycerin, and this also helps to make it a little bit thicker, and it makes it kind of lather up more and get really sudsy. And then if you want to do aloe vera, you can just do 2 tablespoons of that. And then if you want to add in essential oil, like I said, I like a lavender, just a really calming oil in the bath. It's also really good for the skin. I just do about 15 drops of this, but you can leave that out if you want. So that's simple, that's all you have to do. So I'm going to put a lid on this, and then before using it, I will give it a little shake. And you can already see how it gets, oops, I guess I didn't have my lid on tight enough, how it gets bubbly. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill up your bathtub with some warm water, and then you're just gonna add in, it depends on how much water you have, anywhere from 2 tablespoons to 1/4 of a cup of the bubble bath into the water. So we have a big jacuzzi tub here in our master bathroom, and so if we're taking in there, obviously we're gonna have more water, and I'll do about 1/4 of a cup of this solution. But if it's just in a normal sized bathtub and it's not extremely deep, then you might only need a couple tablespoons. So you can decide how much you wanna put in there and kind of swish it around or put it underneath the stream of the water. So that's it, guys, super simple to make. If you guys guys enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification. I post 2 new videos every single week on essential oil education, natural remedies, and healthy recipes. Thank you so much for stopping by our oily house.
All right, thank you so much, Laura, from Our Oily House. I hope all of you will be soaking in your bubble baths. Happy National Bubble Bath Day. What a good one. I don't know. I've got my lovely girlfriend and assistant here who's going to help me with the next part, but a little bit of background. So as I briefly mentioned, I think everybody has gifts, and it could be something inanimate. It could be something tangible. It could be something not. I've gotten a lot of flack for this. I've gotten a lot of joy from it, but today, I'm talking about my hair. Yes, my hair, my luscious locks that you guys have seen on the show. And I feel like might be something that, because we're adopting the van life or the camping life, it might be something that is necessitated for so many people to have. But in that state, I don't know. Maybe we can take it off of this. We are also on IG Live for this part. A lot of people told me you can't do it again and not put it on there. So we're trying a few things here, but we are still here with Camp Quarantine. So thank you guys if you're staying with us here on YouTube. But yeah, we're cutting our locks. I did this about 3 years ago, and I'm gonna let those who are watching here on Camp Quarantine Live take a look. So if you guys are on IG, I'm going to move the camera. But yeah, let's kind of watch how this unfolded 3 years ago. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. This was my first time doing it, but I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, I'll just explain through the previous attempt. Figured transformation was due. In the same vein, I've grown this thing out for a long time, and it's been a learning process, that's for sure. I can't say that my products in my shower haven't doubled, but hey, go get the scissors. By the way, if you can't get where this is going and you have a desire to stop me of cutting my hair, you got about a couple of minutes. So anybody that opposes it or thinks that I should keep it, try and convince me otherwise. But he's ready. He's ready to get a move on and get the snip if it's going to happen. But regardless, I started growing it actually because people my age, I'm now 30, started losing their hair. And I'm a big believer in accentuating your, thank you, cut it out, cut it, thanks, Sean, I appreciate it. But I think accentuating your positive is a great thing, and heck, people that are losing their hair, I never tried. I used to always get a buzz cut and never knew what it was. So the fact that thanks to my Indian genes, I was able to grow it long. I did, and I kept growing it because just like the Frozen song, "Let It Go, Why Not Let It Grow," is what I thought. In the same vein. Nevertheless, well, we are here still, and today is now January 7th. So I cut it on August 1st, 2017. So now it's been just over 3 years. And they say your hair grows about ½ an inch every month. So in 3 years, 36 months, well, that should put us at what? Anybody out there? About 18 inches. Well, that didn't work out. I guess I've gotten some cuts and things like that. But yeah, the excitement here is just that. I want to start anew and start afresh, and I don't know what that means for so many of you. Resolutions mean something. On New Year's Day, I committed to jogging, but the only thing jogging the first day of the year did was it spilt the ice out of my beverage. So anyways, that didn't work out for me. But my point is this: everybody has something that they can offer and that they can give and that they can provide. A lot of people come to me and tell me, "Hey, I'm your age. You have such beautiful like hair. Like, what do you do with it? How do you keep it? Like, what do you?" I don't know, but a lot of them are losing their hair. So because I was blessed, I felt like, well, when I found out you can donate your hair, there are kids out there that are going through, chemo or cancer patients or folks that certainly need it more than I do. Well, that's something that's free for me. It's a tangible. Why not give it away? So 3 years ago we cut it, and I was showing you a clip of that, and I'll give you a little bit. You can see the screenshot. We had a lot of people watch and comment, and it was fun, and all that. But donated the hair. Back at the time, I donated. I think I had just around 10 inches of hair to donate, and that's the minimum you have to have for the Locks of Love. But then I found out that Locks of Love actually charges folks. They require their patients to pay for it. So this year, or 3 years down the line, we are not going to support Locks for Love this time around. But there's another organization that we will be cutting our hair for, thanks to my beautiful assistant. So we'll get that underway in a second. But the reason for the season as we get this set up, and the cause this time around, is for Wigs for Kids. So take a look at this wonderful organization who we will be supporting with these locks.
It might look like a hairdressing competition, but these girls in Sarajevo are just students doing a good deed. They've cared for their hair for years. Now they're giving it to children with cancer.
I don't want to be the only one smiling. I'd like a smile to return to the faces of all children. My hair will easily grow again, but theirs won't until they are healed.
Their donated hair ends up in this wig weaving workshop. It's the only place in Bosnia where wigs are made. The parents of sick children can buy them in neighbouring Croatia, but they cost more than $2,000. That's 4 times more than the average monthly salary in Bosnia. And no money is needed for the wigs made here. One piece takes 2 weeks, the hair of 6 people and the skillful hands of volunteers.
We try to make the wig look as similar as possible to the hair the child had before losing it. We take measurements of the head and we look at the photos of how it was before to try to achieve an identical hairstyle.
Ayla Nizic survived leukemia and knows firsthand why this is important. That's why she started this campaign.
As trivial as it may seem at first, when you fight such a nasty disease, hair loss is a major psychological burden, especially for girls who have trouble going out in public without hair.
Since October, 20 patients have gotten their wigs. But 55 children in Bosnia are diagnosed with cancer every year. So more volunteers are needed to help these children put up the fight of their lives. Habiba Hamid, TRT World.
All right, so we're getting set up here. Normally I'm wearing multiple hats, so we've been shuffling around how we're doing this broadcast, but this is my wonderful girlfriend and assistant here, Stephanie Ray Harrison. She's been on Camp Quarantine a number of times, so we appreciate her joining us. We are still staying COVID safe. I guess we're going to have to chop the rest of it properly at a different time, but this is just fun. So drop some comments below, ask any questions you'd like. We're here on IG Live too, but Steph, I kind of gave you the breakdown of what was necessary to occur. So if you can take us through the process and try and not get as much hair on me as you can. But yeah, I'll field whatever questions, drop them in the comments. And as she cuts, I can talk about, maybe some of the more memorable moments with the hair or what. But we're over here too. So Steph, if you'll help me out, I'd appreciate it. But guys, you all have gifts, and this is so foolish and so simple, but whatever that challenge is, if it is taking that bubble bath and literally taking a plunge and cleansing yourself, or cutting off 12 inches of your hair, selling your house and moving into a van, whatever it may be, if you're looking for change in 2021, there's no better time than today. So I'm encouraging everybody to put those plans into motion, make those hobbies something that you execute. But yeah, let's have it. Throw me the questions, whatever. And Steph, let's.
I got it. I'm gonna go through it.
Okay. All right. She's a professional.
So we're gonna do it differently. Last year, he just had one ponytail. This year, what we've learned through research is that you actually need 4 items. So the first thing you'll need, of course, scissors. You'll also need 4 ponytail holders, because we're going to be splitting the hair into 4 sections. A comb or something to part the hair. And last but not least, a plastic bag.
Are you nervous to cut it? Well, I would say yes. only because I've done this once before, and I know when you're putting that scissor through the cuts, it actually kind of hurts a little bit. Just gonna say, but no, not nervous about it because it grows back. That's the best part of it. So this is nothing that's permanent by any means. But yeah, no. Usually I would be, like I said, working on the phone and just preparing for events and things like that in the year ahead in the normal way that I am. But this year's not normal, and last year wasn't either. But I don't know. There's something refreshing about a change like this. When you color your hair, if you're a female, or I'm sure, Steph, if you've cut it before, it gives you a different sense, and not just of maybe who you are, because I don't think you ever change who you are, but I don't know. It's going to be lighter for sure. I did this last time in August, which was the heat of winter. I mean, the heat of summer. So it was definitely kind of keeping me hot, and that made sense. So I do feel slightly foolish to try and cut it now in the middle of winter. But we had the music start back up, and YouTube doesn't like our copyrights if we have music in the back. So we can't do that. But yeah, doing it now in the winter, I think I'm going to be kicking myself maybe for just a month, because it's going to feel like this natural scarf of mine is going to be disappearing. But I'd like to shout out 3 years ago, the first person who told me you should just do it. And that's my buddy, Nick. Nick has helped put so many people on the Camp Quarantine program, and is a wonderful networker who embodies the hustle and hospitality mentality. So thank you to him many years ago and all his support. And Steph, thank you for following in his footsteps and cutting it here without question. But yeah, I guess, you know, the point is always, you know, if there wasn't a nonprofit attached to it, would I be doing it? Probably wouldn't be doing it as many times. I would have grown it once, loved the man bun during the trend and the phase, and just thought it was cool to run my hands through. And, you know, multiplying all my hair products was never something I had anticipated. But once you bought them the first time, it's good to have. Carrying these probably will have no more meaning on my wrist, but maybe camping it'll have a lot more usage than just in the back of the ponytail. But no, I'm not nervous about it. I'm actually kind of elated and excited, because it's something I've been looking forward to, and at the same time get to share with somebody I have no idea. So it's like giving a gift to, I don't know, it's a donation that
It's like
maybe
a pen pal or
it's
something.
like a pen pal, kind of. I don't know.
In some way.
What other questions we got on here? Few other things. All right, let's get to it. Our time today is limited on the program. We have one more little spotlight, and that's of course the State of NRVANA, which we'll get to. But let's shed some locks.
Okay, hold these for me. All right, guys, we're gonna get started. So you're just gonna part the hair down the middle.
I can't believe I'm doing this as part of the show, I guess. That's probably the bigger thing. I guess it's something that's personal, but I don't know. We support so many philanthropic organizations and have. I think one of the cooler things that we've supported was our last show before the end of before we went on holiday for a couple of weeks. We talked to some fellow peers and Georgia Tech alums who have started the Charity Vest organization, in which they permit you to give very easily through an app. So any nonprofit, any 501c3 you'd like to support, they can do. But one of the cooler aspects is any of you folks who are investors, you're able now through their app, charityvest.org, take a look. You can actually give stocks and crypto now too. So certainly the last couple of weeks has been about Christmas, crime at the Capitol, and cryptocurrencies. A couple of C's going on over there, but yeah, check out charityvest.org. So I know Wigs for Kids is one of the ones they support as well. So any nonprofit that you'd like to donate directly to, or want to include them even directly on your E-Trade or your Robinhood, it's very simple to do. Who else is asking questions here? I wish I could see the phone. I did not know this was going to go into parts like this. I really didn't.
Doesn't hurt that bad.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But we're gonna do this part alongside. I'm gonna show from 2017 also, which I think could be fun. So we'll pick that back up just to add some fodder as we continue. Oh no, I didn't put the audio. Hang on one second. Hang on, dear. Thank you. Last year when we tried, 3 years ago when we tried this, 3 years ago when we tried this, we didn't have a good pair of scissors, which is something I want to encourage you to do if you're ever cutting your hair. Oh no.
Let's just do it.
Let's do it. I know. Okay.
No, it's funny now. Now.
All right, almost just fell off the stool. It's okay.
Shit, go. Alright, so
You should have us cutting it.
measured it. This is for Luxembourg, by the way.
Yeah, better. So now we got it side by side. How about that?
Same
What are
time.
people saying over
This
here?
happened again in my lifetime. So maybe one and done. but-
It's a great look. I appreciate that. Jeff, who's watching on IG, is just been a stud. He's connecting with a whole slew of people too. So happy New Year to Jeff. I don't know if you guys can say New Year anymore. I asked somebody on a phone call. I picked up and said Happy New Year. They're like, what do you mean, man? We've been in this 7 days.
All of you.
After 1 week, is that still sufficient to say Happy New Year? What do you think, Steph?
So around my house, I have an
All right, so I've got 4 little partitions. Now comes the fun.
Scissors, the cutting.
part.
Which one should we do
Oh, gosh,
first?
hang on.
It's kind of nasty.
Come on, sit down.
All right.
Stop moving. You're just fidgeting. You're
I'm
gonna
a
drop.
fidgeter. All right.
Just leave it. Ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are we gonna get hair everywhere?
No, it's
No?
gonna be
Okay.
very easy.
All right, cut it
Turn-
up.
I say you turn around so they can see,
Cut it above
and then you can't see.
You're gonna cut it above here?
I'm putting it above the ponytail, so you have to cut it above each of these little ponytails. Put your head normal. All right, so this is the first one. Are you ready?
Oh, that's a much better cut. Oh, that kind of hurts. You have to do that 4 times?
First one's gone.
Oh no. So we did wash the hair.
Oh,
That was
wow.
one thing. We washed and dried the hair. Oh gosh, this is long.
I've never done this before. This is crazy. Number 2. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
I already feel my head lighter. Oh,
Really?
dude. Yeah,
Oh,
I do.
man.
I do.
Definitely not a hairstylist.
So I guess I'll be going
He's got
to,
a mullet back here going on. All right, he can turn around for the front ones if you would like.
Thank you for that permission. I appreciate it.
All right, so these ones are a little bit thicker. So
Matt,
Stay
happy New Year, happy belated birthday.
ready?
This is for you, man.
It's hurting.
Yeah.
Sorry, this one's harder because it's closer to the.
Scalp.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's stuck. That's why. Sorry. Yeah, this is difficult, guys. Don't try this at home.
We're at home.
I was joking, obviously.
Are you cutting a lot more?
I'm cutting.
Oh dear, that's very close to the scalp.
That's what I'm supposed to do, right?
My hair's gonna be butchered at the end of this. Anyone in Atlanta or has like a good like hairstylist or something like that that you think I should go to and clean it up?
Oh, man.
Let me know.
This is
Oh
fun.
gosh. All right.
I
all
can't
right,
believe you're
all
letting
right.
me do this.
I can't believe I'm letting you do this either. Oh man.
All right,
Oh,
last one.
gosh.
It hurts.
It's just pulling a bit. I wouldn't say it hurts. We couldn't shed the Christmas tree. We've still got our Christmas tree up, so I thought this would be the next best thing we can shed from 2020, right on my
Last
hair.
one. Oh my god.
Thank you, dear. I don't know how it looks. It probably doesn't matter, but this is it. And, you know, just to make sure, I almost made this mistake last year. We were really close in the way we did it, but will you hold this for a moment, please?
Yeah.
Hey, Google, quiet. Put it on this one here. Yeah, just kind of show it here.
Oh.
To make sure we are just, the hair's blocking it. We are just at a foot So we got 12 inches of locks here that are now gone. So thank you so much, Steph. I appreciate the help. Now, what's the next step? They say you have to, oh my goodness.
It's so butchered.
Don't let your girlfriends do this. Maybe I should have learned the second time around that I shouldn't let your buddy, your girlfriend, anybody like that do it. But I guess next time we're doing this with a studio, I think that's probably very fitting. She wants nothing to do with me at this point, and that's fine. But all right, what's the next step? So how do we send this off? What do we do with it now? We've cut the hair. What happens next?
So now we've got 4 locks, which this is a lot of hair.
How many wigs do you think we can make with that?
At least 3. So here you go. You just put it in a Ziploc baggie, and then you bring it to.
I guess I'll sign my John Hancock on it. And no, actually, so they've got a facility in Ohio that actually you send it into, you certify it. Again, make sure if you're going to donate your hair, make sure you wash it clearly. Don't use any products afterwards. Stick it in a big Ziploc bag, just like we did. This guy right here, stick it in a big Ziploc bag, and there's an address on the site, and you send it off to Ohio. So that's pretty much it for this. So thanks guys for watching this. You guys on IG, that was it for here. But I'm going to continue Camp Quarantine. We've got one more guest. So if you'll stick with us just 1 second, we're going to showcase kind of how far we've come. Here's a look at the last number of episodes that we have done through 2020 on Camp Quarantine. It's Friday. Hello. Happy Friday. You guys have made it. Another wonderful week. Welcome to Camp Quarantine. Welcome to our backyard. Welcome to Camp Quarantine. I'm your host, Amrit B. Appreciate it. It is May. Folks, we have lasted into 3 months. Friday, June 19th. Happy Juneteenth. Cannot say how thrilled I am to have you all here. We have an exciting slate of guests. We just wrapped on our 14th episode of Camp Quarantine. Really appreciate all those who have tuned in. Today is July the 3rd. That just blows my mind. We just cannot contain my excitement here. We have made it. So hopefully you guys are finding the good in this entire situation, and that's certainly what we're trying to bring forth here.
That was actually really fun.
So she had a lot more fun with that than I think I did. But either way, I'm going to be short. I've already embraced summer. Happy 2021. New changes definitely in store, whether it be on top over here or what. But thanks to Wigs for Kids or the folks out there who let us know that Wigs for Kids is a little bit better of a charity because they don't charge people for the wigs. But we're not gonna harp on that too much. It is all about the good going on. Now, something else in 2021, I appreciate that. We've got some folks over there, Alex from the Pacific Northwest, who we keep saying want to get on the show. This week we're not having folks, but next week we'd love to have you on, Alex, if you are still watching. So thank you for joining today. But yeah, all right. So, well, we're coming up on the end of the hour, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the State of NRVANA. All right. So some exciting things happened over the last couple of weeks while we were on holiday. I paid off my credit card, but I had to pay it off quite a bit because we purchased a lot of fun items for the van. To start with, can I have Miss Steph, if you don't mind, share with me that guy over there. This guy over here. So some things that have happened. The van is out there. It is raining right now and sleeting in Atlanta, so we're not going to be outside. But we took it on a journey up to North Carolina, went to the mountains, and we're in desperate need of some heat. On a lot of the van life forums and things like that, they recommend a propane heater. So this guy is only going to be temporary because what we're installing right now, because the van, our beautiful NRVANA, if you guys haven't seen that, well, you're a little behind, but it's a new year. Let's give people a look real quick on what we've been up to real quick. So Nirvana, our baby in our van, well, experiences are happening, and this year it's actually coming to fruition. And I said that last year, but not that it wasn't. It's just when you're looking to build a van, so many things are not up against you, but you're up against a lot of people that are trying to buy the same thing. You have no say on when parts are coming in. A project that should take 3 hours ends up taking 3 days. Right now, we're still working on our insulation, but before we could get our insulation, we talked about last time about our solar panels. And while we do have this portable solar panel that is working off of a small generator, it is foldable and works really well, but doesn't produce nearly as much power as we are expecting to be able to support all of our electronics that we'd like to charge, all of the fridge that we'd like to be running, all of the lights that we want to be putting in our van. So in order to do that, solar on top of the roof is happening. Well, at the end of our last season or end of last year, we talked about that we purchased our solar panels. Unfortunately, they're on back order. So part of our projects are halted. Doesn't mean that we're not working in programs like SketchUp to help measure out the building. We shared one of my most important tools just a moment ago as we cut the hair on my head, but this guy literally sits attached at my hip, and that is the measuring tape. So I can't tell you the countless number of times I've been over there. Right now, we're deciding between laminate flooring or the vinyl sheet and what's best for weight and waterproofing and all these kinds of things. So all these decisions are happening. And while I'm working out there, I mentioned the heater. Well, another great product that's coming is, where's that light at? Is external lighting. When we took it to North Carolina, it's very difficult to see at nights when you're pulling up on a camping site or something like that, or where you're backing up into. So we have 4 of these guys we need to place. We need to worry about the wiring for them, make sure. So electrical diagrams are all next up and things like that. So all of those new projects and pieces and where you can find them if you're interested can be found on our Patreon at campquarantine.co, on our Instagram, as well as on YouTube. So Nirvana is coming along great, and we have more videos to share over there. You can look at them on our other channels, but we appreciate all of you who are supporting, and we're so excited. Now, there's one more giant thank you and piece that I am so ecstatic to bring, because it was so unexpected and not a piece that I was really looking for at all. But I think is going to transform the way that we tell this story, the way that we continue on with Camp Quarantine for the rest of 2021. Now, a guest that I've had on the show and a close friend, Mr. Mike Rivera, happened to stop by. He is a digital nomad, and by that I mean somebody who works from the road. Well, he said, Amron, I think you might get better use out of this bad boy than I would on your van travels. And that is, we are now 4K with a drone. I don't want to open this guy up all the way, but there we go. Legs pull out. I have been testing this very little, but when this girl gets up in the air, it is 4K video and building of our van, putting the solar on the roof, and all of our travels are going to be coming to life like you would not believe. So thank you so much to Mike, because not only did you provide us with another viewpoint, well, you gave me another new hobby. Right now, I'm very excited to share that I've enrolled in a course, and I am working towards getting my Part 107 drone pilot's license. And what that means is I can go out wherever we are on the road and be able to shoot so many of your commercial activities, whether that be for your business, for your action sports, and things like that. So the FAA puts out a certification program, and you have to get registered. And so I am working towards that so I can bring the best quality footage and quality content to not only Camp Quarantine, but your businesses and friends of Camp Quarantine as well. So there you have it, folks. That's the State of Nirvana. Thank you so much for joining us here this week. Thank you for watching me shed my locks. Thanks to my lovely assistant, Steph, for joining us here. We will be back here each and every Friday, as you may imagine. Our next show, we encourage you to come back, is the same place and same time next Friday, January the 15th. So thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate you opening up your homes each and every week. Next week, we have a all-new slate of exciting guests. We continue to raise money and funds for the Hope for Justice nonprofit organization. We'll have some more drone footage, more on the State of Nirvana, and just excited to just be outdoors and share all the joys of a new year with you. So thanks to all our guests and viewers this week. I'm going to leave you this week We talked a little bit about the NFL and what's upcoming for football, but something that I hadn't shared, thought I might, but given we cut the locks today, I felt it only appropriate. Enjoy this rendition of my losers bracket in fantasy football and my redemption video that pays an homage to my locks of lost. So thanks, guys. We'll catch you next Friday, and you stay safe. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay positive and continue to test negative out there. Take care, y'all.
So sexy it hurts. And I am too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan. And I am too sexy for your party, too sexy for your party. No way I'm disco dancing.